All right, everyone, welcome to Restorative class. Today we're going to begin on the wall. So you can go find a comfortable spot on the wall and snuggle your sit bones right up onto the edge of the wall as if you are sitting on the wall. Your back's on the ground, and I'll take it from there. So when you're ready, go find your spot, and I will join you. If you have your playlist, you can get it started now. This one is, just kind of a gentle playlist, so you can start it from any place. And as you find your spot on the wall, if you can bring some kind of support underneath your back so that it's soft and comfortable, that's ideal. When I come onto the wall, I usually start from a seated position right with my hip up against the wall, leaning down, and then doing this quarter turn so that, again, sits bones feel the wall and feet are up the wall. You can spread your arms out wide like a T, and as much as you can. Just allow your legs to soften, starting at your toes and the soles of the feet. Letting your back rest on the ground. And bring your attention to your breath. And bring it into your ribs and into your fingertips and into your heart space and into your navel. And we're going to spend a full 5 minutes here just resting on the earth and allowing all of the effort to melt away and allowing all of the tension in your body to melt away. Like any other practice, restorative yoga is something that you work at. There is effort to bring this experience into effortlessness. And so many of you have practiced with me for a while. And you have slowly, steadily settled into this practice. And it's so important to acknowledge the work that you have done. To acknowledge and in gratitude, appreciate that former you, that you of the past. That has allowed this practice to feel the way it does. Begin to scan your body, locating a tense part of you. And bringing your awareness to that part of you, that physical part of you. Begin to soften. And release. And coming to that opposite side. Breathing and softening and releasing that part of you. Beginning to deepen your breath. Maybe pedaling your feet. And then slowly tucking knees into chest. Pausing here to feel drawn in towards your center. When you're ready, roll over to your side and slowly press yourself up to a seat. If you have a blanket that you can sit on, you can bring it to the center of your practice space and elevate your hips. With your ankles crossed and your head tall, just take a moment to sweep hands up to the sky. Exhale, draw them down to the earth. Nice and slow, 3 more. Inhale. Long, slow breaths. And inhale, sweep hands up to the sky. Exhale, twist to the right. Sitting tall, lengthening up through the crown of your head. Exhale to twist. 3 breaths here. Let's take a big sigh out on your last exhale. Breathe in. Sigh it out. Inhale back up through center. Exhale, twist over to the left. Get tall in your spine, grow long, and then exhale, twist, twist, twist. 3 breaths here. One more inhale. Sigh it out. Ah. Great. Let's come back to center, sweep hands up to the sky. Exhale, bringing hands down, stacking them on your heart. Take a moment to check in with yourself, with your breath, with your energy, with how you feel. And I want you to invite an intention into this practice. Let it stand and set in your heart. And together we'll take one more letting go breath. Inhale. Exhale. Ah. Beautiful. We're going to reach for our bolster for the first pose. And so in this shape, we'll be bringing soles of feet together. I'll demonstrate first in the forward-facing version, and then I will turn. So in the forward-facing version, you can see the soles of my feet are together. My knees are out nice and wide. And I'm going to grab the bolster and place it at an angle, and then just rest my forehead on it. So that's why this bolster is really helpful. If you don't have this available, you can also use the base of a chair and maybe rest your forearms on the top of it, or a footstool. And then you just land here, and as much as you can, soften into this space. If you're finding a lot of pressure underneath your knees, you can bring blocks underneath your knees. Or underneath your thighs, so your knees are propped up. And then slowly fall into the shape again. I'm going to turn so that you can see me from another angle. If you're in your position and you are comfortable, I want to feel how much you can soften through the back of your neck. Your shoulders and your upper back. Through the length of your spine. Down past your seat. Softening your thighs. And knees and ankles. Bringing softness to your whole being. And in this moment, you rest. You rest and receive. And find some stillness and peace. We're going to take 5 more long, slow breaths here. As you breathe, you can say to yourself, I am breathing in. 1. I am breathing out. 1. I am breathing in. 2. I am breathing out. 2. I am breathing in. 3. I am breathing out. 3. Taking one last breath in. Let it go. Slowly coming up to a seat. You'll grab your bolster, and this time it's going to go behind you. Placing a block at the far end. Turning yourself. You can grab a blanket and place it underneath your knees if you'd like. You're coming into reclined fish. Laying your back over the bolster. Heart lifts to the sky. Arms out to the sides. Thighs propped on your blanket if you've got it. And if you wanted to take it even a step further, you could find a thin blanket or some towels and place it underneath your forearm and palm so that as it lifts up to the sky, you are in the most supported, reclined shape. As your chin lifts up and your throat opens, you breathe here, breathing in lightness, breathing out tension, breathing in space. Letting go all that no longer serves. This is the kind of shape that you can spend a lot of time comfortable and supported, propped up and held. But even in this shape, there is always more comfort that can be brought. Scanning your body. What parts of you feel relaxed? What parts of you feel supported? And can you allow that support and that softness to spread throughout your body, to touch the harder places, to allow release to happen there too? And we'll just spend the next 2 to 3 minutes landing in this shape and allowing it to support you, acknowledging the parts of you that are soft, allowing that softness to spread and percolate through your body. Give in to the good. Let it take you over. Allowing the mind to quiet, turning down the volume on the chatter, muffling the sounds, instead turning up the volume on sensation and feeling. And letting that be the most important thing. The heightened awareness of sensation that teems through your body. Let's take a deep breath in together. Exhale, let it go. Oh. Slowly beginning to bring the soles of your feet onto the earth. Turning on to your side for a moment before pressing up to prepare for our next shape. You'll move the knee supportive blanket to the side. You can have a blanket handy just in case you want to reconfigure the shape at all. You're going to bring your right thigh up to the bolster. Your whole thigh parallel to that short edge. And then each hand will frame the bolster. And so what we're coming to here is a twist of the torso. So that shoulders now parallel thigh, now parallel short edge of bolster. And then slowly walk your hands down and melt your body over the bolster, bringing your head to rest. And this is where it might be nice to have a thin blanket or towel to support you. And you rest here. Soften into the shape. Allow your body to shift into the shape. This is called deer pose. Evoking that grace and agile nature, the peace and tranquility that the deer represents, sleeping softly as you lay your body for rest. Softening your breath. Let's take one more breath in. Sigh it out. Ah. And then slowly walking hands, turning, turning, turning. If it feels right, you can windshield wiper your knees, dropping them from one side to the other. And then moving to the other side. Framing your support, lengthening through your spine, and drawing your ribs over the bolster and falling into rest. And just as before, you take the time to fall into stillness so that you may rest. So that you may rest. Take a breath in. Let it go. Rest. Slow your breath. Breathe in. Breathe out. Take a deep breath in. Sigh it out. Ah. And take your time. Slowly come up. Turn. And again, can windshield wiper knees side to side. I'm going to come to a nice counter pose. I've done a lot of twisting, a lot of folding. And this time, let's bring bolster parallel to hips again. And this time, spill hips onto it, allowing belly to spill over. And let your head rest on the earth. If this is too much sensation for you, another option is to use a blanket instead. What you want is to have support in your pelvis, this whole area, hip bone to hip bone, and down to the very top of your thighs. I'll show you the blanket version. Using my hip bones at the top of the blanket and spilling belly over the top. This is a much more gentle sensation. A lot easier on the body. At home, you can also use a pillow. Be really nice here. And so what we're looking for is just a little elevation of the hips above the heart. And so you can slowly progress, right? Maybe add a second blanket. Be here for a few minutes, so take the time to find your ideal level of support. And then land. And then let go. Spill into practice. Let your heart rest on the earth. And just ease down to the ground. The heart space so often requires support. It's hard to open your heart, especially in this day and age. There's a lot more that comes at each of us. Life is complicated. Relationships are so nuanced. And so as you land here with your heart supported by the earth, let your heart spill open. Let it all out. Bringing your breath into your ribs. Allowing them to expand as you breathe in. Start to deepen your breath. Sigh it out. And slowly begin to move your way out of the shape. Walking hands back. Maybe stretching back just enough to turn your bolster. Find your way back down. This time, knees framing the outside edges, the short edge of the bolster, and spilling your body over the bolster. If this feels like too much sensation for you, you can always grab that block and place it along or underneath the far end of your bolster. You can also grab support for your head. So you can easily rest and draw into the earth in your supported child's pose. Let go here. Hips, heart, ribs. Do your best to soften your breath. And let all the tension you've carried to this point in your day, let it all melt down your arms. Let it spill into the earth. Let it slide down your spine and fall into the ground. Let the parts of you touching the earth, the tops of your feet and shins, be the anchors. And let everything go. And so it's at this part in the practice that releasing all that no longer serves. It might feel just a little more attainable. And so you let it go. You offer it back to the earth. Let it seep into the ground. Let's take a letting go breath here. Breathe in. Exhale. Ah. When you're ready, slowly press yourself. Take your time. Press yourself up to a seat. And so I'm going to give you next 5 to 10 minutes or so to really honor your practice and what you're most feeling today. I'm going to give you some very simple shapes. If it feels comfortable in your practice, you can bring your legs back up the wall and just allow yourself to rest a bit, letting gravity do its work. If you'd prefer some support or maybe tender care in your back, you can grab your bolster or your pillow or your blanket. You're going to place it underneath your knees, sits bones on the ground. I always like to have all my props ready for when I land on the earth. And then just lay down. So knees are supported by the bolster, head is on a blanket. And your arms can be out to the sides. Again, stretching and opening up the heart. Feeling a lift in your chin. And if you notice in this shape that you're having mild, even a mild amount of discomfort, because I am not there to sweep in and add props to your space. What you can do is just find a way to bring more comfort to your body. So one example is bringing a blanket onto your hips, and that helps you ground in, right? Drawing body down into the earth. Feels good to have weight on your body. And then again, you can send arms out to the side. If you'd like, you can also extend the length of the support of your feet, right? If your feet aren't touching the ground, then one way to extend support is to bring blocks underneath your heels. And then if you land back here and you find that there's something else you'd like to add, gosh, there's always so much more we can bring. There's always more comfort to be found. Blankets can go on top of your arms to really ground down your arm bones. You can have a slight lift in your heart. And you just land here. Feel free to wiggle to find your spot. Draw your shoulder blades together, let heart lift to the sky. Where you can invite comfort, invite it. Where you have comfort, see if you can bring more of it. This is what rest feels like. And you are welcome and invited to rest. To bring ease to your being. I want you to know if this pose feels comfortable for you. Stay where you are. There is no need to move. Rest is the goal. It is reviving. It is opening. If you'd like one more shape before you fall into rest, again, I'm going to offer you to really follow your own body here and do something that feels right for you. I'm going to come into a reclined butterfly, but there's about 17 other poses that I could do right now. And they would all bring equal bits of nourishment to the body. So you choose yours. If you're in your reclined butterfly, there are blocks underneath your thighs, no exceptions. You're here to be supported. If stretch happens, it is a byproduct of relaxation. And so we rest. And in this rest, I want you to know how important you are to this world, how much your work and life matters, how much you positively affect everyone around you. And so, dear yogi, it is for that reason that you are exceptionally deserving of moments, of minutes, of hours of rest. Land fully in yourself and let it all go. Let it all go. Let it all go. I want to open up your heart in this shape. And bring your arms up over your head or bend like goalposts. Just fall into an opening rest. And again, you can stay here if you'd like. One last shape. Supported bridge pose. Bringing a blanket or a bolster underneath your sacrum. Let your hips rest on it. Let your feet land on the earth. Arms out to the sides. Maybe extending your legs long. Open. And slowly bringing yourself now into Shavasana. Moving as little as possible. Stretching arms and legs long. And rest. And rest. Bring comfort to your shape. Allow all that you have stirred to melt away. Send it back to the earth. And it's in this restful place that the practice truly begins. And the distraction of asana has fallen away. And you are just you, present, alive, still, restful, releasing, letting go. Let it all go. You can stay here as long as you'd like. When you're ready, bend knees and slowly roll to a side. Pause for a moment in honor of this transition, this meeting point in between practice, rest, and life. Honor this moment. Feel it. Carry it with you as you slowly come up to a seat. Crossing ankles, bringing your head tall. Sweep hands up to the sky. Exhale, hands down through heart center. You can bring one hand onto your belly, one hand onto your heart. Together, in honor of your intention and the light each and every one of us brings to this practice. We'll seal our experience together, our time on the mat, all that work that you've done with a final Om. Let's take a breath in. Bringing thumb knuckles up to forehead center. In honor of you, Yogi. Let's take a breath in. And as we bow together, we say, Namaste. Namaste. Thank you so much for practicing with me. I hope that you sleep so well tonight. I hope this gave you a little bit of rest and opening, and I can't wait to practice with you again. Have a great day and a great night. Namaste.